Just a little bit more. Just a little more. Time to heal. Thank you, Judy. We loves you. We loves Judy. Hi, Arts, Farts, and Theories. How you doing? Rar. Me loves that you're the first one to comment. That's the perfect flow for today. Arts, Farts, and Theories. I'm good with the art. I'm good with the fart. Theories? I don't know. I don't know. Happy Thursday Eve. That's what hump day means to me. It's the day before Thursday. How's it going? Ooh, 15. 1 and 5. 1 and 5 is 6. What's the total of today? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's a 5 day. Whew. Let's see what the cards say. What does the fox say? What does the fox say? Think on your feet. Ooh, nice. Start off the stream with a little buffalo energy. I can't see. It's very dark and gloomy outside. I don't know if you can tell by the lighting in my home. 10. Buffalo. The abundant universe will provide. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my little dude. I got my own little buffalo energy. Like, he's so cute and little, but he's powerful. I know. Who buys a little baby ceramic buffalo for energy? Me. I'd rather have a big buffalo, like in a, well, I was going to say a yard, but probably I would want like a couple acres if I had a buffalo, right? Someday. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Well, picking up buffalo shit behind the barn, actually. That'd be pretty cool. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Picking up buffalo shit in my backyard. Whee! Because you can shovel shit, can't you? Everybody loves animals, but nobody really talks about how much poop we pick up when we have animals, right? Okay, I'm going to be serious for a minute. Buffalo. The abundant universe will provide. Buffalo Spirit comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude and the extraordinary potential available to you when you adopt a mindset of abundance. The ancient people of the Americas saw the buffalo as a symbol of abundance because the herds roamed far and wide and provided so many gifts: the meat, the hide, the bones, etc. The tribes who hunted. I just was looking through my Doors lyrics and the run. Are you ready to run for the hunt, with the hunt, to the hunt? I forget. Anyways, enough. And blah, 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 used every bit of them, wasting nothing, appreciative of the abundance. So too, do you have many gifts available to you? Buffalo Spirit appears to let you know that you are in a powerful time to manifest your desires, not by force or by pushing, but rather by following the natural path that arises up before you, trusting that there's always plenty to go around. Whether it be love, money, inspiration, or support, it is all there for you to claim. When you are grateful, you immediately align yourself with the truth. The world is rich and teeming with resources. The word team keeps coming up for me so much. There's always more than enough, and you are always enough. At this time, you can expect your intentions and your needs to come into a form that is right for you. Attachment to the form, right? It's not always comes in the shape, size, and what you think it is, right? Your heartfelt gratitude is making you a magnet for miracles. Magnet, that word is really big right now. Anybody else got magnet? The word magnet and team flowing through. Buffalo Spirit's message is to remember that you co-create reality in partnership with Spirit. So offer up thanks and your prayers even before you see the conditions you desire. Not just for yourself, but for others too. Then you will quickly see the results in tangible ways. Gratitude has the magic to grow good. So offer thanks and praise as you acknowledge all that you have and all that is possible. Possible, limitless. We are limitless. Hi, Nigel. How's it going, Tunnel Mental? Welcome. I poked into your live stream yesterday. I did not chat, which is rare for me. I usually imprint that I pass through. I don't like to do that thing where, just go grab energy and not kind of exchange. But I was not feeling chatty at the time. And I didn't want to be seen. Meaning I didn't feel like going to chat and then having anybody chat with me, right? So it's like, man, I'm going to do that thing where I'm incognito. But I left the like, and I appreciate you, Tunnel Mental. Make love, not war. Exactly. Isn't there enough rawness and kind of war-like type of energies around? Can we just make the love, right? My glasses. Hey, Squirrel Sniper, where's my dude? There he is. Hey, Squirrel Sniper, greetings from across the flat pond. Called my second born Florence? No way. I was actually going to name the stream Dog Days. You know that song by Florence and the Machine, Dog Days Are Over? I wanted to name the stream that. So Florence is actually a sync from, I've been on for 11 minutes exactly. 12 minutes ago, I was thinking of Florence and the Machine. Cool sync. Thanks for saying it. Hey, SS. He loves you, dude. How's your today going? Yeah, Tunnel Mental, you're not chatty. Ha ha ha. I know, but here's the thing is that, I don't know. Like I said, it's hard for me to go dip into a live stream, Nigel, and not at least say that I passed through. Why? Because I do live streams all the time and I can feel the energies passing through. And it's nice to just have the, hey, I'm here, even if I'm not going to talk. But I wasn't up to it. Does that make sense? Dog get today? Dog vet today? Oh my gosh, why is the dog at the vet? Why is your dog at the vet, SS? I gotta wait because in case that's not really what that means. Tunnel mental. Do you want to chat with others? Yes, all the time. I put myself out there in ways where I'm so visible, Nigel. Like, you know what I mean? I don't hide that where I live. I don't hide my email. I'm very available on Instagram. I go into night panels with certain people that I'm comfortable with to have that chatty energy that is not just me talking to myself on the screen. So yeah, it's awesome. SS. Oh, okay. Your dog's at the vet for the yearly shots. Nigel, let's chat soon. Yes, when it's meant to be. I don't know how long it's been. I think it's been at least between 5 and 8 months, Nigel, that you came into my reality through Michelle Lee, Canon Free. And I can see myself when we found each other. And I think it's on Instagram. I think I wrote you a message and it was like, we're going to talk someday. I don't remember what I said, but if you go back into your Instagram, the message is probably still there unless you deleted it because I don't usually delete my stuff. But yeah, when it's meant to be, it always is amplified as well. With Michelle, we found each other years ago, but then we're only able to connect on a certain level like this year. And we only have like sporadic exchanges of energy, you know what I mean? Like we've only had one face-to-face kind of thing, but it's monumental, like how much of a pivot it is, allowing for exchanges of energy, the chatting, the talking, just the free flow of anything that's different, right? Does that make sense? Tunnel mental. I don't delete. I learn from mistakes. You know what's funny? The synchronicity in what you just wrote. Yesterday, something came through. I think it would have been on my Instagram where it said, before the year is over, you have a few weeks, delete everything on your device. Why? To not keep it around. The pictures that are going to pop up in an album next year, you know what I mean? That you don't want in your reality anymore, like to delete it. So I understand the learning, but sometimes it is good to delete stuff too. That being said, I got a notice on my iPad yesterday that my Gmail is at like 50% capacity. I never delete anything. I got fucking Gmails from the first week I opened my fucking account, like years ago. So it's taking up a lot of space on my devices. Hey, Mr. Hugh. Angelfish, your phone deleted itself. That actually happened to me, I think it was 2 years ago, where I did something or didn't do anything, and then all of a sudden everything was gone. Just gone. I have like zero attachment to the fact that I do take pictures, so it doesn't, I don't know. It just, I'm not attached to my memories and stuff. Angel Fish, thank you all for your love and prayers. They're such a blessing. Love you all. Loves you too, Angel Fish. How's it going? How's stuff? How's Merlin today? Do you have loves you, sweetie? Masshole. My Gmail filled up in less than 2 months. What? You so popular? Or are you getting a lot of spam? I attract actually more bots and fake people to chat with, and you guys would be shocked. If you saw my, you know what I mean? Like my history on my devices, I actually, like in 2018, I had like so little communication with like real humans that I interacted with a bot for like 2 months, not knowing it was a bot. He was just being nice to the bot and sending random emails, sending random texts through whatever it was at the time. And yeah, then I realized, oh my gosh, this isn't even a real human. My best friend for the summer was a bot. I'm not even joking. Tunnel mental. Someone tried to blackmail me with naked pictures of me. She said she would make them public, and I said, go ahead. And she didn't. Oh my gosh, tunnel mental. That trust, eh? And the photos and the stuff and the go ahead. Like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Exactly. The threatening and the bullying and the blackmail is through the roof, I would say. The roof is on fire. Yeah. I've been blackmailed and slandered and like called everything. I'm like, when somebody actually calls me a name I've never been called before, I'm actually in awe sometimes. You know what I mean? Like if someone can actually think of something that I never been called before, right? Wow, you're original. You're original, Lococo. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I only get like blackmailed and slandered by people that I loved and I invested time with, right? Strangers don't come out of the blue and start saying nasty shit to me. Only people, right? Oh, the beautiful circle of life of learning, eh? How's your day going, masshole? Angel fish. The phone broke itself after dialing 911. Spirit, that's that. Rowan had a surgery and he's waiting for another. My friends here are helping me and the kids. We're riders and we keep the hooves on the ground. Good, sweetie. I don't even have words for what you're going through and the all encompassing everything at the same time, angel fish. Take the help. That's why it's being this is why part of this is happening, for all this help that's coming to you, that you have to accept it to not go batshit, baby girl. I love you. I wish I was close. I wish I was close, sweetie. Saturnian Sun. It's hard to blackmail someone who is open. I guess. I don't know, eh? I don't even understand the whole cycle of that, right? What people choose to do when you've given them any part of your vulnerability, what people choose to do with it during and after, it makes no sense to me. None at all. And that's it. I can't, all right? Masshole. When someone calls me something I've never heard before, it's because they just made up a new word to describe my awesomeness. Yes. I think one of my favorite ever, masshole, one of my favorite things ever that I've been called was a tyrant. Huh? I'm a tyrant. Arr, mateys, I'm a tyrant. I'm a tyrant. I'm in like shock and awe and wonder of being called a tyrant. First of all, I'm the tiniest little fucking thing y'all ever did see. I don't even measure 5'2". Lily has to keep on reminding me. I don't even weigh 110 pounds soaking wet. I look up at everything. That's how fucking tiny I am. Yet I'm a tyrant. Right? Oh, fuck. Tyrant. Yes, tunnel mental. Yes, it is usually someone you love. The personal attacks are them showing you their pain. Exactly. And honestly, I gotta say, Nigel, like at some point when you played a certain role your whole life, like I'm going into 50 years, I'm gonna enter the 50, officially half a fucking century of being the whipping post for other people's pain, right? So I can recognize it before it even hits me. I actually get, what do you call? I get higher guidance telling me that something's coming before it actually happens in order to pad it, right? So higher self like will actually send me direct information saying you're going to be stung soon. The sting is coming. And I'm like, why? Why? Because somebody needs you to fucking be that person that's going to rewrite the script. How are you going to react when the sting comes, Genevieve, if you've actually had warning that it's coming? Right? If you've actually had warning that somebody's going to like come and attack you or hurt you or want to project something on you, if you had warning, how are you going to embody your best self, right? Because at this point, we're all just acting out a play and we have chosen as a collective to go into overtime. That's the way that I see this from a higher perspective. Angelfish, we built a really great community. Adopt a Friend really works. Yeah, Angelfish, we really have, right? Built a lot. I know, I do feel you where you say Angelfish, and you are with us, G. I do feel that, but he's not gonna lie, Angelfish, it's getting old, right? The feeling of not being able to just get in my car and go wherever the fuck I want and be certain places to help other people, right? Saturnian Sun, watching others suffer through ignorance is pain to me. Okay. Why though? Right? Why? I don't understand. Well, I do. I do understand on some level, but in another, it's like the same as being empathic. We can taste it, right? I don't need for somebody to tell me if they're in physical or emotional pain. I can already taste it. So you can tell me you're fine all day and all week and all month, but I can still taste it. I know, right? And me, when I suffer because of that, actually helps nobody for the greater good at all. It doesn't help me, and it doesn't help anybody else. Yeah, Tono Mental, they're just showing you their pain. Saturnian Sun, I get called arrogant by those who don't understand me. Yes, Tunnel Mental. I'm 65 years young, but still a child. Yeah. It's one of the things that I see within your aura and energy, Nigel, is little Nigel. Like the little dude of you. Like you really do have that childlike spark inside of you that radiates exterior, because the little dude that's all like, just like, is like really present in your energy. For real. Saturnian Sun, it's good to keep our innocence. Yeah. It's a fight. It's a battle. It's a fucking war to keep the innocence, SS, because even within our own dynamic of people that, you know, we open our heart to, people would rather that we be hard and jaded than innocent. I, for one, every single day gets somebody who wants to rip off my fucking rose-colored glasses and tell me what to think and how to act and how to be every day. Like every single, all the time, right? And it's that thing of, you know, you found something sweet that's innocent, but nobody waters me to keep me sweet and innocent. I just get the vinegary type of stuff, right? And I say nobody. That's a big word, Genevieve. I have accumulated, manifested, and sustained a certain amount of people who actually do nurture my innocence. So thank you to those people that actually choose to nurture the innocence of anyone else instead of wanting to strip them and make them feel like everybody else does. Right? Right? It's like that thing where if you go somewhere and you're angry when you go, you walk into the room and you want other people to feel what you feel, right? Or do you walk into the room, put away the anger, and allow yourself to walk into that room with an open heart to like allow other people to cherish you and get that anger like away, right? But most people just feed off the anger and the fear, and they just want it to last so much, right? So much. Angelfish, when I said I love you, I already know you. I love your way, and I hold the line. And love has no condition. Exactly, Angelfish. And the love allows for every part, whether it is simple or hard, whether it is beautiful or supposedly ugly, right? It's all in. It's not like, oh, I'm going to love you today because it's easy. You're being nice. You're not in pain and all that shit. It's like, no. You know what I mean? It's just all encompassing. You don't just stop, right? Angelfish, in this now I'm good. I feel queasy and clueless, but I trust love will win regardless of how it will look. Yeah, sweetie. The 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 intensity of the blind faith and trust that we are to have right now, there's no words for it, sweetie. Just hold the line. Hold the line, baby girl. Exactly. Tunnel mental, 1:56 Eastern time. Be you, because everyone else is taken. Exactly. I love that. It's true. You can't sustain to act like other things or people. You can only sustain to act as yourself. So you're ugly that you don't want to show anybody. You're actually showing it 3 times more by hiding what you're feeling and just projecting, right? Exactly, SS. Sometimes I disagree with others. It does not mean I don't love them. Exactly. Holy shit. And true unconditional love, SS, does not agree with everything. I don't have to agree with any of anything that you think or believe. But that you that you are inside and that spark of you, it, what you say or how you feel about something one day or how you act one day can't strip away the foundation of what the love is. Does that make sense? We're not. The beauty of agreeing to disagree and that you love anyway is exactly like what we're rewriting of scripts for all of humanity. I don't know if that makes sense the way that I'm saying it, but we don't have to agree on anything to be love, right? And fear, evil, fear, the yucky shit, wants us to disagree and hold on to something in, something, justified something. But letting it go, right? Just letting it go. And love anyway. Angelfish, the eye of the beholder chooses what to see. Yeah. And that's the thing about me, Angelfish, and no one grasps this, or do they? I don't know, but what I consider beautiful and safe, or what soothes me, or what elevates me, is like pretty much not even what people would think, right? I'm gonna say this out loud, and I hope you don't not like it, SS, but you have said to me in comments or streams before, oh my god, Genevieve, why are you sending me to this pretty boy when I've sent you like links to certain channels of brothers that are like important to me? But meanwhile, I don't see these men as that, right? The exterior beauty of what I find beautiful in a man, to think that anybody is a pretty boy or a pretty girl, is so, it has nothing to do with the avatar. Like nothing. Right? So like the hottest, sexiest, most like Matrix MK program of a human can be right in front of me, buck naked, offering me the world, and I don't fucking care. I don't. Right? I don't. I can't be my eyes can't be stimulated because something looks pretty. But I can be walking down the street and be guided to go to somebody who's homeless, hasn't taken a shower in who the fuck knows how long. And I'm guided and I'll just sit right beside that person and just start talking. Right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What we consider strength and integrity and valor in our society nobody even considers that anymore as part of, you know, anything important, right? Saturnian Sun, people see what they choose. They see what they want to see. I'm not sure that people see what they want to see. People see what they've been programmed to see until they let go of all the programs and the labels. And then, you know, then is that weak moment of like, holy shit, you know, once you see, you can't unsee. Most people who see without the veils of this matrix programming, if we could go back or if we could have had a life where we didn't have the vision, the sight, the insight that we have, do you think we wouldn't have chosen to like play those roles? Holy shit, right? Chat again soon. Right on, Tunnel Mental. It's lovely chatting with you. I have some music to make. Right on. Angelfish, you don't have to like them to love them. They are us and we are them. Exactly. Just because I love you doesn't mean I like you, right? Everything's a contradiction. I love that part. And that's the part that other people just don't like very much. But I don't have to like you to love you, right? I don't have to like you to love you. Tunnel Mental, music is the language of love. Bye for now. Yes, I like them. Doesn't mean I can't disagree. Exactly. SS, yes, he was a pretty boy who did not stand the test of time. Ooh, good point. Good point. But watch out for the boy who becomes a man who was doing what he needed to do his own way and, you know, is of the 144 the tribe and the just all of it, right? Because here's the thing, it's not because people don't do something a certain way within this journey and don't keep showing up that I don't still believe that they are solid 144. We're all going through our different shit, right? And it's all different piles. Here's the one thing, and this I stand by. If I've told somebody you are master builder, you are blueprinter, you are 144, you are special, you are important, just because you choose to treat me a certain way doesn't mean I take that back. It's still there, right? So that's important. Exactly, Angelfish. We see souls. Exactly. We see souls. And a soul cannot, like, doesn't, there's no fucking lies and bullshit. The heart space is tangled with stuff. The head is like a fucking raging monkey. But somebody's soul is a frequency. It cannot be altered and changed or manipulated or played with. Right? That expression, I sold my soul to the devil. No, you didn't. You gave your mind and you let your heart into something. Your soul cannot be sold. It doesn't matter what anybody says about that. Your heart, you can fuck with your heart your whole life. You can fuck with your head your whole life, but your soul is always solid. Exactly, SS. I like him though. He's just learning like the rest of us. Yeah. Yep. Angelfish, to behold is to hold your vision. Hi, Mystica. How's it going? Happy Thursday Eve. I know it's just Wednesday here in Canada, but Thursday Eve to me. How's everything? Yeah, Angelfish. When you look into their eyes, I can see the cage and just love bigger. Exactly. I see the cage, or the wounded child is like literally saying to me sometimes like, I'm so sorry, my avatar is a fucking dick. Like, please be nice to him. He can't. Like, don't fucking rip him apart. Like, be gentle in standing for your sovereignty, Genevieve. Like, I know this is hard. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I did what I had to do. And then my, like, aspect will be like, I know you're doing what you gotta do, but holy shit. Like, you could have chosen to play the different part. Like, oh my God. Enough, right? Enough. Know what I'm saying? Every opportunity that we have right now, like start right now to think every single opportunity that you get gifted right now to have an interaction with somebody, where's it going to go? How are you, what's your intent behind speaking out loud or writing? What's your intent behind it? Do you want to be seen? Do you want to be heard? Right? Do you want to poke at people? Like, what's your intent? Does anybody just listen and witness without having an opinion after? Can people do that? I think so. I think I do it a lot, actually. Like, having, whee! I mean, I don't care if that person thinks this, acts this way, or all those things. You know, depending on what it is. Right? I don't even know if I'm making any sense today. I don't even know if I'm making any sense at all. Spider. Saturnian Sun, one thing about me, I won't BS anyone. Yeah. Mystical, forever young mentally. I believe and physically as well. I really do believe everything we've been taught about our bodies is a program and a lie. And if we actually, you know what I mean, invest in ourselves, it's not true what they say that's going to happen to your body when you're a certain age. And I think that at some point we're going to be proving this over time, right? If I was a documenter, you know what I mean, and I did, you know, like document and showed and like certain things, right? Like even now I say if I was a documenter, but the truth is in plain sight every day. The shifts to our DNA, how our faces are all changing. Like I tell people when they step into a different embodiment, I tell them, right? You stepped into a different embodiment and you might not even realize it because you're not like taking that time and you don't see yourself in the mirror and that your bones are sculpted differently, right? In the last 24 hours, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, when the fuck's anybody gonna notice? I don't look the same, right? Am I the only one that's gonna notice? I don't look the same anymore, right? Is anybody gonna notice that part? Who knows what people see anymore? I don't get it, right? SS, the key for me is to be mature and hold on to the innocence of my childhood, to be happy and responsible. It's beautiful if you were blessed to have innocence in your childhood. SS, right? If you were blessed to have a lifetime and you were able to be innocent as a child, that's really beautiful. Some of us and some people of tribe are coming from such a long way that they didn't get cherished. They didn't get the innocence in this lifetime. And that's why I try to show up as Mama Bear so much, right? If I can give someone that feeling of feeling loved through a motherly, Mary-esque vibration, I'm all in, right? Be that Mama Bear feeling for those that didn't get the chance to be innocent, for those, you know, who literally were babies and children fighting to stay alive, like for real. Right? Yeah, Angel Fishy, choose love. It makes us bigger. Sometimes I'm big and sometimes I'm little. Yeah. Saturnian Sun, my intent has done more in the comments than I've ever done in vids. Mystical creativity is the key. Yes, it is. Yeah, the spiders. Saturnian sun, give it to me straight. Thanks, Angelfish. 2:12 Eastern Time. Saturnian sun, part of this is what triggered me. People say I have mom issues, and if people knew why I do, and I probably do, then they would know why. Yeah. There's nobody right now on this earthly plane that doesn't have a wound. But we're the ones that are supposed to overcome those wounds in order to rewrite a new world for us and everyone that comes after, right? I get it, believe me. Spider spirit, make your dreams real. Weaving your dreams into the fabric of life begins with a single thread of intention, and then spirit joins you as your co-weaving partner. Take but a single step to make your dream a reality, and spirit will take 10 towards you, for the universe is designed to support your dream weaving. Spider spirit arrives when you need reminding of the awesome power of co-creating. With spirit, ideas and resources begin to appear as if by magic as you begin to bring your dreams from the realm of intention into the world of senses where they take form. The action you need to take is to be clear about your intentions and then act as if you have become the one that lives the life you desire. The web of creation has an uncanny way of coming together to weave the beautiful pattern that you set into motion. Another message of Spider Spirit is about any creative project you might be considering: writing, painting, music, journaling, gardening, etc. Now's the time when inspiration wants to be channeled through you as something creative, even artistic and tangible. Creative projects are a success now, if you are so inclined. Let yourself be open to abundance. Yes, Saturnian sun, the wound from the mother hurts. A birth giver who betrays. Loves you for writing it out, SS. Exactly. We are so tainted as a species that mothers don't even know how to love, right? And yeah. Angelfish, I love you. The fun part of being wounded is the joy of learning to heal. Just do it again and can't stop learning. That misses the point of it all. Oh, Angelfish, me loves you for writing that, but guess what? Guess what? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Mystical, there's a lot between heaven and earth. Yeah. Regret not having filmed a certain period in reality? Really, Mystical? Maybe that's your cue to record next time you film certain things, next time you feel it. Yeah. For myself, I'm glad. I'm glad I don't have the role of documenter, right? I just come on and I share what I'm guided to share. I don't have a specific part that I'm playing as to give information through my YouTube channel. Kudos to those, that are doing the research and the documentation, like the proving, the showing of certain things, because that is not my part to play. And that's all that I gotta say about that. Angelfish, we came to play and the wounds are a part of it. Fall down, get back on the bike, do it again till you learn to ride off the next cliff. I guess I don't see it that way. And really, at this point, I don't know. I don't understand what you're saying, Saturnian Sun. If your eyes are really bleeding, like, I don't understand. Everything's getting blurry. My eyes, they bleed. I don't understand if you're leaking tears or if there's blood in your eyes. Like, oh, Mystical. They have cameras in jackets everywhere now. Yeah. I know you can't tell because I've been on YouTube for like almost 3 years now, and I show up and I'm full frontal in front of the camera, but this has been like one of the hardest, most challenging, I will never do that in my life type of scenarios almost I've ever done, right? I've talked about this before, but a simple fact is in my life path, except for when I actually worked in photo studios, because I did twice in my life, except for when I actually worked in photo studios and I had access to develop my own photos and choose what negatives stayed, alive and what photos I actually gave or showed anybody. I didn't allow for myself to be taken my image very often. I didn't even have a photographer at my wedding, right? That's how much, like, that was not a priority for me. Right? My sister dragged my fucking ass near the trees with my new husband and said, "We're going to take pictures. You're going to regret it if you don't later." And I was like, "No, I won't." "Yes, you will." So we took the fucking pictures, and guess what? First chance I got 10 years later when me and my ex separated in the fucking wedding album, it was like, boom. Like, right? The mentality the indigenous mentality that if someone takes your picture, they have a part of your soul practically, is what I've always felt about, the exchange of energy behind a camera. And it's in my early 30s. I lived in a small rural, like, we're talking butt fuck nowhere, but people were starting to have cell phones so much that a part of me inside learned to adapt. I started to realize that I was sitting in a restaurant in the early 2000s and that people were taking videos of me or taking shots of me, and that there was nothing I could do anymore to change that. That reality around me has it. I told this to a few of my daughter and two of her my soul babies a few months ago. I was like, what do you think people are doing when they're sitting by themselves or they're sitting there and their phone is up a certain way? And like, do you ever feel like you're sitting in a restaurant and somebody's like filming you? And then all three of them are beautiful. All three of them said, yeah. And I said, well, if you're sitting there and feeling like somebody's filming you, that's not your imagination. That's your body reacting to knowing that some motherfucker is filming you, right? And I've experimented with this for years. If you actually ask somebody a question and they're not prepared, guess what? The blink of an eye before they have time to lie tells you everything. So you can actually walk up to a random stranger in a restaurant and say, "Were you filming me a minute ago?" And the blink, you know what I mean? Like, it'll either be like, or the blink, right? That famous fucking blink of like, you didn't have time to cover your ground because you didn't know I was going to come up and fucking just call you out on it. But yeah, the cameras, in my reality, and this is going to be probably the first time I actually say it out loud, looking at the camera, but two of the last places that I've lived, I actually had a camera on me at all times. So I'm going on like, years of when I say that, like, want to manifest a community and be safe, where I was being watched at all times, where I was paying rent, right? At all times. And yeah, so when you spent like years of your life paying rent, not being able to like find or manifest better, but yeah, the imagery and my daily life and everything. I haven't like walked around naked in my own stuff for years because haven't been in my own stuff for years, right? The cameras are so little and it's so discreet, and like, what do you do when you're in a position where there's no other fucking housing, and you block the cameras a little once in a while until somebody comes and fucking moves them again and stuff, right? Because they're all like strategically placed. It's messed up. It is. It really, really fucking is. Yep. Okay, tears. Thanks for clarifying. I find that the tears are very hot, SS. The colors, if I'm gonna go there, if your nose is leaking as well, like I call it dragon snot now, right? It's not even mucus to me, it's dragon snot. If you take it and look at it in the light, especially if you're in a sunny day right now in Florida, take your tears and go look at them in the light. You will see your sparkles. You will see within what's coming out of your nose the sparkles, the shiny, the crystalline parts of you that are being shed with the tears that you're allowing to flow through. It's really super big. What visually can be seen now. Saturnian Sun says, Mystical, you're like Johnny Cash. You're everywhere, man. Angelfish, perfection is what I see, and not to say that's actually how it feels often. Yeah. Mystical says, sorry, no, I'm actually more of a 90s dance music genre kind of guy. I love it. Saturnian Sun, I have my emotions and yet I need them. Isn't this cognitive dissonance? I don't know. Having emotions and then being ruled by them is two different things, right? Having emotions, and that when we have emotions, having safe places to go to talk about it, that people don't feel attacked even if your voice is a little bit louder, for example, right? SS, I can't even imagine what it's like to be you, because you're the kind of person that when you're finally letting it out, people are scared, most likely, right? Like, for anybody to actually witness your pain face to face, I don't even know if I wish and I hope for you that you've even had it in your life path, SS, to not be stopped and told like that you're scaring somebody because you're finally saying how you feel. You know what I mean? Because you are so powerful, and because, you know what I mean, nobody's used to certain things and they don't want to be, people don't want that feeling. Angelfish Merlin's kids are on the way. Love you all. Saturnian Sun, well, just don't make me wrong. I still severely disagree with what you said. Yes, I know you severely disagree with me, but here's the thing, SS. Like, everything that you disagree or that you're affected by, I don't even know how you took it, right? So, like, on some level, when I'm doing my live stream, I'm in a flow of what comes out in the moment. And a part of me has asked and is guided. Whatever's meant to be triggered within someone who comes in, it's going to be triggered. Why? Because we're not here to like hide from our triggers. We're here to like jump right in and like understand. If something make me mad, why am I mad? Do you go and lash out at what made you mad, or do you start to understand, why do I feel this way? Like, I don't grasp why you are attached to being a Capricorn, because I am not. I have respect and I admire every fucking thing of astrology. I just don't do or even believe certain things. I can't believe certain things about astrology. If I believe what I see written down and what I've been taught, but then when I go look up at the sky, it does not match. The constellations dance for me, SS. They move, right? The sky does not do the same thing for me as it does for other people. Other people want to say that they think things are happening up there, but I see the battles in the sky. I visually can ask for my veils to be taken down and look up, and I know exactly where certain things are in the sky that other people tell me that's a satellite. Okay, if it's a satellite, even if all of NASA and the whole world believes it's a satellite, okay, well, that satellite is dancing for me, going back and forth and rocking my world. If it's not doing that for you, I don't know what to say about that, right? It's the same with like Bigfoot and Yeti and Sasquatch. People are like so like, all right, let's find this, let's prove this exists. You either fucking are a part of that timeline and like it's all there, been there in plain sight your whole life, or not. Does that make sense? Mystical. I like X-Files. I've seen a lot. I want to believe. Oh, Mystical. Speaking of 90s songs, bare naked ladies are watching X-Files with no lights on. I never really watched X-Files. I come from a long line of not having television or access to cable or, you know, satellites and certain things in my life path. And when the X-Files was playing on TV for real and stuff like that, I was not watching TV at the time. I do tribute my parents to not having had that television-esque energy our whole lifetime when I was young, because no matter what, some of the things that affect people as a program goes right over my head because I wasn't programmed with it as a child and as a young adult. You know what I mean? When I had the choice, and then when I actually had the choice of what I needed in my life, I don't have certain things bombard me, right? Saturnian sun, I cussed out my boss, and the look on my coworkers' faces, not to mention my boss. Arts, farts, and theories. My 86-year-old boss swung his cane at me, and I held my ground. Oh my gosh. He's not gonna lie, arts, farts, and theories, that's one of the most radical things, like, of the stuff happening now is like, okay, like, just because somebody's a bit older, and now, like, how much respect and how much, like, the boundaries, right? You don't get to use the excuse, I'm old, so I'm an asshole with me, right? Last year, I was in a reality where somebody just kept saying, like, nobody's ever talked to me like this. Nobody's ever talked to me like this. Well, fine. I am saying this to you. You're not funny. I don't like your jokes and I don't want them around me. You want to keep telling your jokes? Go ahead. But not to me. Nobody's ever said that to me before. Well, I keep telling you every fucking day. I keep telling you every fucking day. I'm not going to laugh at this. I'm not going to be impressed. I'm not going to react the way that everybody else does. Everybody else just sits there, looks at you, shakes their head, and then leaves and walks away. And they don't come back for a month, a year, all of your life. They don't fucking come back because they don't have the balls to tell you. You're not funny, right? You're not funny to me. And if you were funny to other people, you'd have a whole bunch of friends upstairs fucking partying all the time with your friends that were like laughing at your jokes, but you don't have any friends left, and I'm the only one fucking standing here telling you I can't handle your shit much longer, right? Thank you, Arts, Farts, and Theories. Yeah, Saturday Sun. I remember the black and white TV with the rabbit ears, 3 channels. Yeah, same. Or even just one. So, yeah. Mystical, exact. Yes, I believe that as well. TV from years ago was better. Yeah. I believe that what I was guided to watch in my lifespan was positive for me. I know exactly where in my lifespan became more matrix based of like, let's just have the TV on in the background for no fucking reason for a little while and stuff like that, right? I know what it did to me to have the programming on at all times just to have a sound in the background versus silence. Complete fucking silence all the time, right? Um, so yeah, um, someone in my reality was saying to me the other day how, going into someone else's household, how it's shocking how people need a radio or a TV on all the time in the background in order to feel like safe and comfortable in their home. And it was like, yeah, it is kind of shocking because, like, I mean, you can choose to have background piano or meditation music and things that doesn't have commercials and certain things like like you can have loops of things playing all the time without being bombarded by any programming now, but that people choose to have like the commercials and the programming come at them. You know what I mean? No TV in 12 years, SS. Yeah. One of my biggest I'm all about the love and the unconditional love and the allow, right? Like you got your ways and I got my ways. And I thought when I moved in with my ex, I was very clear, right? I don't watch television. Like none. Like zero. And he's like, I do. I was like, okay. And I thought that we could find ways to like live in harmony where just because he wants to have his stuff on doesn't affect me, who I am, what I feel, and all of that. And I tried for years, like literally 4 years of my life, to just assimilate what he needed versus what it was actually doing to me, right? And the 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 rude awakening that it didn't matter if he could sit there in front of the TV the whole time and okay, that's fine, but that I can't, right? Um, yeah. Saturnian Sun says yes, mystical. Maybe people more honest and moral back then. Maybe. I think that we glorify the past and think that things were like morally right in a way, but there was just as much lies of certain things. You know what I mean? It was just different. Just different, but yeah. Yeah. I agree with that, Saturnian Sun, when you say the internet is a better way. I love the internet because I choose. I get to choose. I know a lot of people will be angry when people have a channel and they choose to have ads in order to make money, but I will actually like sit through and the people that I love that have a channel that have activated to have that thing on, I will sit through the ad all the time. I'll either turn the sound down or I'll find a synchronicity with the words that are being said that makes me happy. Why? Because if somebody's going to make 5 cents, 25 cents, $2 accumulated over any amount of time from that ad, I have gratitude that that simplicity is there for someone else. I'm not programmed with ads. Like they don't, I just think things are silly and ridiculous, right? I remember being a child, and when there was an ad on TV for like a vacuum cleaner or a product that would pick stuff up off the floor, being so angry. I would be little and be so mad, and I would be looking at the TV and telling my mom or whatever, like, that's not what it looks like when there's a mess on the ground. This is what it looks like when there's a mess on the ground. It's not all white everywhere and then you have like one stain, right? Like, it was such a lie to me even then that, you know what I mean? I can remember the specific hair commercial in the 80s of like, wash blah, 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 and all this stuff in my hair. And I don't use that product just because the ads grossed me out so much. What was it? Oh, the orgasm ads. The ones, is it Herbal Essence or something? Yeah, Herbal Essence. Where the girl's in the shower and she's got an orgasm because she's like doing her hair. It's just like, what? Like, this is what people like believe, and this is what makes people buy stuff. It's crazy. And I love that, having the access to the internet. Like, I send random messages and talk to people around the world for no fucking reason, right? I even said to somebody today, I was like, I hope that my randomness just kind of makes you smile or roll your eyes at least just a little bit, right? Like, I don't know why I'm guided to just all of a sudden text you my silliness, but I hope it makes you smile just a little bit, right? SS, I've fought tooth and nail to keep the ads off my channel, but got no problem with those that do. Yeah. I have a gratitude for the fact that there's any type of way that people can make money off with using YouTube. So whether it be the donation button or anything else, right? I think that if we were able to simplify what we actually believed in our paradigm as how we support others, that it would flow so simply together, right? Yeah, the commercials. I can't stand the manipulation, SS, but I wanted to be an advertising agent when I was a child, so there's that. Huh, that's funny you write that out. I thought about that as a child as well. And like a little tiny baby part of my life, I thought of that, of what if there was honest? What if there was honest programming, right? What if there was honest commercials, right? I thought I would be the one, you know what I mean, to grow up, and that, yeah, we're going to use a really dirty floor. We're not just going to mock up a dirty floor. We're going to use a really dirty floor, right? It's like commercials for face cream. You got somebody who's got a perfect face with pretend pimples on them. You show that person with the real pimples and what it looks like 2 weeks later. Did it really work, that product? Most of the time, no, right? So mystical, it is. Sometimes it is more and more difficult to treat things like a joke. The laugh inside it, their manipulation. Yeah. Honesty will prevail, SS. Yes, I do. I believe so. I believe that it is already. Just this morning in my Instagram feed, someone, I forget his name because it's not somebody that I knew until this morning, and I didn't retain his name, but he was saying to what point, like, every single thing that he's putting out is getting him, like, canceled out, blocked out of social media. And it's like, good. The more that people are disappearing and that things are being blocked and censored, the faster any of this is going to go. Because at some point, people need and just that wake up call. And the wake up call of the stuff that keeps on disappearing is, and then the other stuff that keeps appearing, and it's all lies, right? But I don't know. I never imagined it would take so long, right? For humanity to make certain choices. I really thought that it's like, boom, when we're gifted a certain timeline we can jump into, that just boom, more jumpers, right? But I know for my, yeah. It's freaking dark in here. Yeah, I'll read this one first, SS, and then I'll pull a card. Thanks for asking. Bronzite. Whoa. Loyalty, trust, steadfastness, self-respect, trusting that the conscious universe has your back. Now's the time to be sure you trust in the conscious universe and remain true to your authentic self, as Bronzite Spirit appears with the message that loyalty must be earned. Be judicious in extending your trust, knowing that it is a gift from the conscious universe that must be honored. Respect others by being trustworthy yourself, speaking of them in ways that are honorable. Heal the past by owning your role in it so that you can trust yourself again, having learned the lessons that will strengthen you. Mystical, if their eyes can see it or their ears can hear it. I think one of the ways that I am able to, and I don't use these words lightly, keep my sanity in these days is to envision people as like baby kittens, right? Baby kittens. So within the collective, we're all just baby kittens, and some of us opened our eyes first, right? We were born first. We were awake first, whatever the words you want to use. But a lot of people right now are like walking around living with like baby kitten eyes, right? So they want the mother energy, government, politics, whatever, to tell them what to do so that they feel safe. But the more that they're doing what they're guided, told to do, the less safe that they actually feel. So the compassion to be had for those that are having their veils literally ripped off their eyes and ears, right? The distracting doesn't work anymore. So, you know what I mean? People who were able to distract by watching movies or doing certain things, it's the ability is leaving exponentially to the point where divine intervention is coming in. You're bypassing? Okay, here, we're going to fuck up all the electrical equipment in your house so you can't bypass anymore, for example, right? Things are accelerated big time. And resistance is an option because free will is what it is, but you can't resist what your own soul is guiding you to, right? So the divine intervention is huge. SS, well, I can die now? That was awesome. I don't know what you mean. It's going to be the card for you, SS. Ooh, two. They both fell out. Show your support and assurance. 40 and 14. I'm going to take, I don't have good lighting. I'm going to go take quick pictures and send them to that app thingamajig we got, SS, so that you can actually look at the images if you choose to, because these These are really beautiful. This is really beautiful artwork. I just sent them to that inbox thingamajig. I don't know if you have access to it at the same time as when I talk, SS, but you'll have the images of the photos of these cards. I know it's really dark in my surroundings, so you can't really see them good, but 40 and 14, the cards together that both fell down, is 144 SS. That being said, it says there's 4 in chat, and then there was 11 likes, and I got the 4 on, so I got 144 like 4 times on my screen right now. I'm going to start with assurance. Assurance. Remain steady and be assured that you are doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You might be seeing small signs that things, situation, and desires are just beginning to fall into place. Your focus and skill are intact. You will feel motivated in work areas and therefore make good inroads in your usual work. New ways of dealing with things will occur within you. Fresh perspectives will appear, and as a result, your life will move towards harmony and balance. Trust yourself, for you have everything that you need. Beautiful cards, SS. Show your support. Take the time to encourage colleagues, co-workers, family members, and friends. Be a strong shoulder or willing volunteer. Provide safe places for others' concerns and feelings to be discussed, and be a good listener. Jump in on providing extra time. Share in someone else's success. All of nature continually shows us, not up, us the value in creating a strong network. Boom. The web, right? Network. Web. The trees provide shelter and support for many different inhabitants. We are a community, and when we support each other, everyone gains. Yeah. Hi, Emoji King. How's today going for you, Jack? You're welcome, SS. Yes, Mystical. Seeing a lot of herd followers. Yeah, that blows my mind. I'm not a herd follower, and I never have been. You know what I mean? No matter what. If inside of me says what I gotta do, even if it makes no sense to anyone, anywhere, I'm still doing it, right? And it's one of the most challenging times of my whole life. Like, I've always been not against the herd, just walking on my own drum, right? But there was always some sort of underlying thing that would make sense from a 3D perspective, but now there's nothing of that. Like, I've been stripped of anything that seems logical for somebody else, right? So I'm in that like perfect position where you either like really do love me and support me unconditionally, or you don't understand and you want to understand, but it's not about understanding. You either love and support or you don't, right? And that's not good or bad. It just is what it is. Thanks, Emoji King. Emoji King, I like that. The little kittens. Yeah, it's been a few months where that came up for me, and it's been a saving grace, Emoji King, to be able to have that visualization. So, um, when my mind would want to like get angry or feel certain things, if I can visualize and like put someone in the position that they don't know better and they can't rip off. You know, a kitten cannot just decide, like, oh, I've been born for 2 days, I'm not going to have this anymore. There's a gradual, right? And 2 days ago, I wrote down in a comment that this part of the awakening, I never expected for the collective to act in certain ways. And it's like a slow drip coffee, right? It's like slow drip. We would want the coffee, like just go grab the cup, right? Just go grab a cup of coffee. But the slow drip of the coffee, like it's like watching pizza cook in the oven right now, right? You're right. We're all wanting to like the pizza, but it has to cook. It has to cook. It can't. You know, what good does it do if I open the oven and I serve everybody a slice of pizza if the pizza's not actually cooked? Uh, right? Yeah, it's like pasty. Like it doesn't taste good. Like, would you have waited 10 more minutes for a fully cooked pizza and had patience? Or would you rather just grab the pizza out of the oven and start chomping on it even if it's not cooked? That's where collectively, right? Hi, Nova Nova. Mystical. A lot just don't have the capability to see truth or hear truth. But they do have the capability. They're just choosing not to use it, right? They're just choosing not to use it. And when I say choice, you've been programmed your whole life to believe certain things, and then all of a sudden, all of that's not even true. Would you not go back and, you know what I mean? Like it's and it's like I've been saying for years. People think when you have knowing and, you know, evil resides in, you know, Hollywood and the monarchy and all of this stuff, but it's like, no, the monarchy never siphoned my fucking energy, guys. The queen never fucking came to my door or texted me and hit up my inbox and brought things into my life, right? The players of my life do those things. I don't need to go out and, like, it's not going out into the world. Strangers don't fucking come out of nowhere and do things to us, right? Only. So the bitch slap of how we hold energy for our friends, family, and loved ones while they're the ones that have been siphoning us all along with their belief systems and programs, right? Yeah, everybody's on their own path. They're awake as they want to be. Yeah. But here's the thing. I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that for that. Yeah. Yeah, mystical. Truth and good will always win. Here's what I don't grasp, mystical, if you're still here or anybody who's here, and give me your input on this, but most people that are not in a consciously woke state or don't know they're awake or think they're awake or think they're awake, they watch so many movies. But if you're sitting there watching a movie these days about people who, you know, stand up for justice and superheroes and but you're doing everything you're told a certain way, like, don't you see that you're not like the superhero? And don't you want to act like the superhero? Is what I don't grasp. And I don't even know if this makes sense, but everything is in our favor, in everyone's favor, to just do what's best for them, no matter what right now. Right? So why not grab that by the balls and ride it hard? Like, blows my mind. Yeah, says Mystical. I think that's true. There's more good than bad. But bad really knows how to manipulate, if that makes any sense. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, SS, is that, like, if you turn the news on today, what you think is happening around the world is what they're showing. But if you actually reach out to someone in every single country that you know right now, take the time to reach out to somebody in Australia, in the UK, and insert, like, anywhere that you have anyone, and ask them, how is it in your reality? Right? Things are playing out where they need to be played out. There's a focus on it, so we think a whole country is like in a certain timeline, but it's only a segment this big, right? So it is easy to manipulate the good because people want to look at the bad and not search and see that there's more good. Hi, Nova. Hey, Genevieve. I got interviewed on Discord for my time in a cult. It will be posted later today. It's a part 1. I'm healing, but I can talk about it more, and I put it on a platform. Wow. Is it going to be on Discord? I don't really use Discord much anymore, Nova, but it is open. I'm still logged in, if ever you would want to share it with me. I'm proud of you, sweetie. That's awesome, Nova. I found someone who is interested in what I know and wants to talk to me about shadow work and ego. I just read, and I forget which card it was. I think it was the Buffalo, where people and resources are just going to come out of the blue, and just that creativity, the sharing, the co-creating. I just read that, and I say just. I've been on for 89 minutes, but thanks for sharing. Yeah, Mystical. The ones who support the thing that's going on these days are supporting the money, and that will F them up. Yeah. I wonder to what point, like, how this is going to play out sometime, Mystical, because it's like, whoa, right? Like, it's blowing my mind sometimes, like, just the, ugh. So, like, what? Yeah. Nova says it'll be going to be on Twitch TV. I have Twitch, but I don't know. Does that mean I have Twitch TV? I have Twitch, but I don't know if that means I have Twitch TV. It will be at 7 p.m. Central Time. It's pre-recorded. Hey, Trippy Sunless, 2:55 Eastern Time. How's your day? Nova, I think it's going to eventually be on YouTube, though, but you can watch it on Twitch TV. The Soul Word. It's not on Discord. I meant I spoke to him through Discord. Cool. You're going to send me the link on Instagram? Thank you, Nova. I can't open it now because I don't have my Insta on my phone, but I'll watch for it. Hi, Indigo Rose. Hey, Jen and all. 3:01 Eastern Time. It's 3:02. My battery's at 33. How's your day going, Indigo? Did anyone, I say anyone, knowing there's not many people in the chat right now, but I'm just throwing it out there. I had talked about, just threw out there yesterday, the white rose. Did anyone have any white rose synchronicities after the live stream yesterday that was here? I would wonder. I would wonder. Nova, I'll send it to you when it goes live. Kind of long. Right on. Iris. Boom. Nova. I wasn't in the live stream yesterday, but in my video game, I planted a white roses. Boom. Thank you. Thank you. I know it's not a rose at all, but just the white, the way that it kind of looks like a white rose anyways to me, even if it's not like that puffy little whimsical dandelion type of energy this image is. Yes, white roses are beautiful. Yeah. Nova, I had a dream I was picking up tarot cards in my yard. Did the cards actually exist, Nova? Meaning, is it like a deck, or is it images you had seen? Or was it just like random tarot cards? That's so neat. I'm dreaming so much, guys, and I'm not retaining it. I'm retaining the feeling and the like so many things, but not actual specificness. And sometimes during my daytime, somebody will either write something down in a comment or a chat or something, or say something in a video or a live stream, and just like 1 or 2 words is enough to trigger, like, boom, I dreamed of da 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 da. But like, I'm not having my own recall. It has to be triggered from me somehow. Indigo Rose. I received some roses for my birthday and they're dried up and dead, but I can't throw them away. You know what I find, and I don't know if it's just where I live, the area, the type of roses, like I know nothing. But the last time I bought myself roses would have been when I was living at the other house, and I bought myself orange roses. And they caught my eye. They were really, like, they were around for like Mother's Day. So it would have been Mother's Day, like not last year, but the year before. And I bought them because they caught my eye. They were only $10 and they were orange. But like this orange that matches the moon, the way that the moon can be for me sometimes. And so they caught my eye and I bought them. And then when I brought them home, I separated them. I actually gave 1 or 2 to Amy to just whatever, and then I separated and put them a certain way in the house. And what I realized is it's after they're dead, when they don't look the same, that they actually, the power of the smell is so strong. So when I brought them home, the smell was not doing anything per se, but as the more they dried out, right? And so I got more, almost like more of an energy exchange from them after they were, withered and dried out as potpourri than when they were actually, live roses. And it stood out to me because it was like they were so beautiful and orange, and I kept putting my nose to them and they didn't really smell. But then the intensity was so much after. It was awesome. Just, yeah. And I forget the date, but in the summer, I made a video, or I talked about it in my live stream and made a video. I forget, but in the summer, I think it would have been in August, we came home and there was a single rose at the end of the driveway. And not in a way that, like somebody came and brought it there because of me or anything, but in a way that a single rose, a long stem red rose, got blown or just happened to be in the driveway when we came home. Yeah, That's why I was wondering, Nova, because you shared to me that you had bought in your deck. So I was wondering if it was your deck, the imagery, or just random. Nova, it's strange because earlier I had bought myself a tarot deck. Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful, SS. When my grandfather died, everyone showed up with white roses or some kind of white flower at the funeral. Nova, I do dream interpretation. I'm still learning, but I think that the dream is telling me to pick up tarot cards and read it as a skill. I think so too, sweetie. I think so too. Uh, no, Trippy, not personally, not at all. Trippy, 3:06 Eastern Time. Has anyone heard from Juice? No, not at all. I've sent out through what I have as links for him to get a personal response, and I have not had one. And I've sent out my clarion call from within of, dude, could you check in somewhere? It doesn't have to be me, but let just anybody that you're ready to just do a check in. And as far as I know, and I say as far as I know, Trippy, I'm to the point, or we're to the point where nobody's going to hear from Tom within the inner circle and not let us know, like, right, because it's been too long. It's been too long now, and there's just the clarion call is out big time. So, um, yeah, if anybody sees Tom hanging out anywhere, just let us know or tell him. I know he knows. We feel him, right? So, um, Nova, the grass and the green represents the heart chakra, the emotion and self-expression. Yeah, you've been learning to do the tarot anyways. When you're ready, Nova, if ever you would feel to do a reading for me, I would feel honored. Love you. Hey Meeps, how's everything going, dude? Indigo says, yes, I still have the roses and they represent something to me, especially since I'm trying to face myself. White represents purity, so it seems to speak to me about letting go of everything that's stagnant. Yeah. Ooh, Nova says, the ones she gave me were harder to read because the symbolism was too washed out. Wow, no kidding, eh, Mapes? My grandfather died in 1966. I was 3 at the time, and I remember him well. I guess he was just that kind of special. Yeah. Wow, the song that Meeps shared, Think of Laura by Christopher Cross. I had a friend, Laura, pass when that song came out. Wow. Says Meeps, my grandfather died in my bed when I was 8. Mm. I wasn't in the bed with him, as that says. Ooh, Meep says it's a beautiful song, Indigo. And did you know that Peter Gabriel actually wrote a song called Indigo? And it was the opening track on his second solo album. Whoa, I did not know that. Peter Gabriel. Doesn't he do Climbing Up on Salisbury Hill? That's the song that keeps coming up for me from Peter Gabriel. Hi, Anita. 3:13 Eastern Time. You came in. How's Australia? Hey, CK, CBD Review, CVG, Hangout, Herb Talk. That's the longest name I said all day. I'm going to say it again. CK, CBD Review, blah, 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 blah. CK, CBD Review, GVG, Hangout, Herb Talk. Ooh, I think I nailed that time. Zulu! Dude! Much love and love. Love back to you guys. How are you? Thanks for being here. Dude, if you had any clue how I send you energy like all the time, my New York cat is like right there in front of my window all the time to make sure. And yesterday I was actually, one of the songs that I had on repeat that I needed in my reality yesterday was New York Groove by Ace Frehley. This being said, I'm Canadian-y. I ain't never been to New York. It's all about like just that energy sending and just like, I thought about you the other day, Zulu12 is, remember I had asked you if ever you're in front of a specific building in New York to like send my energy and think about me. And the imagery of that building in New York, it keeps coming up for me. But that building in New York also has a version like in Vancouver and in Toronto and just so many other places. And just I'm gonna leave it at that. Indigo says, I love Peter Gabriel and I will look for it. Meeps Music. Thanks for telling me about that. Meeps says, Jen, he did it and I covered it. Talk of challenges. When my friend requested, I replied, you must be kidding. Hi, Michael Steven. That was fun earlier with Kimba. I needed that. I really did. When you wrote out, don't change your laugh, it's contagious. I was like, no, yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. I swear, Kim's voice anchors me inside of me without her even being there sometimes. It's like, how would Kimba like laugh this off? Or what would Kimba say inside of me? And just that thing goes off and it's like, wee! I'm not even joking. Kimba's insane. I want to be like her. I want to be like you. I think Canada. Ooh, I think Canada. Kimba. I think Kimba. Canada. Why do I want to say Canada instead of Kimba? I think Kimba is like super sane. That's why I love her so much. She grounds me in this insane world. Hmm. One of the things that I love about Kemba is like how she speaks openly of like, and she was saying it again this morning, like that when she's happy, her son's not happy because like he's like embarrassed of her type of thing, right? But it's like, don't you want me to be happy? And it's like I've had this conversation with my 21-year-old daughter so many times in the last like certain amount of years that we don't actually have it anymore because she's like lived without me now, right? She's done certain steps of knowing like, oh my gosh, my mom is a nut bar, but she's a kind nut bar, right? She goes out and she is happy and she tries to make people laugh and smile and feel good about themselves, like to realize to what point that she's a mini me. Like Amy is so much like me, saying things nicely to people in public that just she hasn't realized yet that she's like, you know what I mean, just a different version of the kindness that I leak without the humor that I like to use. And that's just because she hasn't grown into herself of using her humor wherever she wants instead of like keeping it for, you know, special people and special times, right? But, you know. Yes, Indigo says Meeps. Yeah, thanks for sharing music. Yeah, I'm not hitting those links specifically because they're artists that will get me stopped and everything. But yes, grab the links. Do you have Meep's actual channel, Indigo Rose? Because Meep's channel has got like original music and it's amazing. It's funny. You do now? So I was just talking about my daughter Amy. There's another. I'm just gonna go grab. Hang on. I have a preface. It's gonna be the last card. There it is. So I was just talking about my daughter Amy, and these cards came into my life in 2008 when Amy was 8 years old. And there's two cards in the deck that represent my daughter to me. This was the child that I brought into this world and how whimsical and just the crystal child of her. This is Amy as a child. But my vision of her as a young adult, and this is the card that came out for me today, for us today. This is the card that represents my daughter as a young adult. She's chosen to dye her hair darker, so she hasn't stayed with her original blonde. She actually, she's Megan Fox hot kind of now with those blue eyes and dyed her hair darker. So she doesn't really match it right now, but still, for me, when this deck brings up this card, it's automatically the two, the playfulness and the bénédiction déguisée, blessing in disguise. I think one of the hardest things that when those of us that communicate, whether it be here openly or in the background, one of the things that we have the most trouble anchoring into our own self is that we have not manifested what we want in life we're all at this sort of void impasse and having to be grateful for what we have, even if it's not even close to what we actually want. And how the wrapping the mind around what our soul, the blessing in disguise, right? How going through the things that we do are the things that make us that we can get to the next thing. So to be grateful for the blessings in disguise, to be grateful right now when people exit from your reality, meaning divine intervention right now is that those of us, and I put myself in here, those of us who have been resisting certain timelines, they're being stripped from us. So if we were in attachment and thought that certain relationships, friendships, or certain things were good, it's being very obviously shown like day after day, minute after minute, and it's more amplified all the time how it's not working. It just doesn't feel good. I cannot fake it anymore. I can't hide this from myself. My body doesn't feel good here, but here it feels good, right? The all of a sudden really realizing certain things is at an all-time like boom, just cataclysmic, and just, yeah, I'm gonna stop and leave it at that. But hi Trixie, love you sweetie. 3:20 Eastern time. So I'm wondering what the weird noise beside me is that I feel like there's a presence. The cat is like snoring. He's making the weirdest, just little. He's right there. Don't make, Lily, if you would look at my finger, don't make noise because then you'll wake him up and he'll stop snoring. But I was wondering what the noise was. A noise. Well, I was wondering what that was beside me. Nova, there are granola bars of the brand name kind. You said you're a nut bar, but a kind nut bar. And I just thought that was funny because those actually exist. Really? That's hilarious. Mina knows that. Thank you, Meeps. I love that song. That song is inside my head like all the time. I don't even know the words for it. Meeps. My gran was called Amy. Dad's side of my family. Belated wife of my grandfather I spoke to of who died in 1967. Yeah. Amy. Amy means beloved. Aimer is to love in French. Indigo Rose, it resonates so much. My daughter and I are going through a separation time. It's hard. It is so hard. And it is so layered of how we can't even base what other people, went through in their lifetime, because we're rewriting a script for what we want for our daughters and ourselves, right? So it's huge. And our children are born through us. They are not of us. And the separation that some of us as mothers and fathers go through during this awakening, others will never understand because they don't have that. So when soul contracts are done, they are just done now. They're not extended. You don't get to rewrite. You don't get to hang on to it. And walking the walk of unconditional love and allowing, when you're actually walking that walk with your children, instead of just, random people in society. It's a whole other level. When you have to let go of what the normal things that mothers do, right? So for myself and Amy was, for months and months and months and months, I resisted that she shouldn't even be living with Lily and I. But it was so toxic, but it was how families are, right? And I'm here to tell you that when divine intervention came in and ripped her out of the house in a way that, we didn't have the choice of on a certain level anymore because we weren't making the choices, it came in and ripped, not only, amplified like the fabric of our whole family. And the funny thing is, though, is that we had been in resistance for months, living a certain way, because, teenagers live at home till they're done high school, and mothers take care of their children till they're done high school. But when she was ripped out of us, she was ripped out of us. And anyone who really has ever followed my journey and was a part of that within the month of certain month in 20. Anyways, the videos are there that I left up, right? But it was a snap like this of how fast we began to rebuild and manifest a new relationship that has grown consistently in the last 2.5 years, compared to the stagnancy that we had of keeping the roles the way they're meant to be. So I had a daughter that within 3 months of moving out of the house was actually taking accountability for things that for 18 years, whatever amount of time when things got yucky, would not, right? I went from having somebody who I would look at in her eyes and say, like, I've left every toxic relationship in my life. You're the only person that ever just like is a certain way. Like, what the fuck? To having interactions with her that were deep, strong, and truer than they were before. Because like I said, when divine intervention came in and split things up, there was no more choice point anymore. And like, not everybody lives these timelines, right? And when you're living timelines with your children that other people don't live, it's inconceivable to them. So like, amplify being judged and all the stuff, right? It's crazy. Meeps, my friends think I'm a nut, and they is right. Love you, Anita. Yeah, I will pick a card for you, Anita. I'm gonna pull a crystal card. Crystal! Meep says, I think the weird noise is called Lily. Happens to be Bo, but Lily makes weird noises too. She was singing, I think it was yesterday in the car, Meeps, and I would have wanted to have something there to just record her and share it with you, like when she's just in free flow, not, analyzing or judging herself, and just like, wow, like free flow singing. Okay, Anita. Aura light. Aura light. Number 8. 8. The infinity. Infinite 8. I don't know why I keep saying infinite, but I'm going to say it one more time. Infinite. Infinity 8. Aura light. Mindfulness. Meditation on the present. To be mindful is to be aware of the now rather than distracted by the past or the future and the thoughts of oughts, shoulds, and might haves. The quest for healing requires discovery of what you already are, discovering what you are truly thinking and feeling when you are not distracting yourself Or Light Spirit calls you to be mindful of your needs right now. For this might be a time to let tears flow or laughter rise. To recognize that some things are so subtle that you previously missed them. Or to understand that you are so much more than what you can accomplish or produce. Be here in this moment, fully present and accepting of what is. Make the time to meditate today and simply observe what you know and feel without starting to talk yourself out of it and into something else. No matter how hard this moment may seem, simply observing it will help you to change it. Like that purpliness, eh? Speaking of purpliness, Jansu 326, 369, 326 comes in with purple hearts. How's everything going, Jan? Michael, sunflower seed and honey sandies cookies? Yeah, Indigo Rose, a lot of pain. But looking forward to a reconciliation eventually. Have to finish becoming someone new. Yeah. And yes, there is the reconciliation. It will come when the growth has happened. Because I've spoken openly about certain things within my channel, like people feel safe to come and tell me things in the background to witness, and the full circle does always come somehow. But the separation and the needing of the wings to be able to unfurl and grow is it's the everything. The allowing of the space between is what can make the bridge for later, if that makes any sense at all. Your cat loves the sunflower seed sandies. Right on, Michael. Hi, JJ. Hey, Genevieve. Hey, chatters. How's everything going, JJ? Oh, Anita. Still living with my ex, and the narcissistic ways are getting more obvious and louder. We're not talking, and it makes it tough at home now. Oh, baby girl, me so. Love you. Anita, I was booking my son in for kinesiology, and she said it's better to change my energy and he will change. Big hit in the head. It's all me. Yeah. I find that there is only a certain amount of, you can either accept, you change your mentality, or just boom, right? New reality altogether. And the inability to manifest new and what we want as a reality, Anita, I was talking about it a few minutes ago. I'm not sure if you were here, but somehow this is the blessing in disguise, and like wrapping self around that right now, just right. And like I can taste it, I can see it, I can feel how the amplification, like where you say it's louder. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Indigo Rose, that's what happened with my daughter. It wasn't pretty, but we haven't healed from so much, and it's manifested even more toxicity in the relationship. But that's okay. It's part of the process. Yeah. And only you can know what for your individual journey, right, Indigo Rose? But the the layers of it is so Meep says, in my view, timelines are like a radio frequency, and not everyone is tuned into the same station at any given period through time. Yes, those are amazing words to use, Meeps. I see it and feel it that way as well. So, a clear example of that would be like if you have a conversation with someone today and you're both vibing high, and it's one of the best conversations you've ever manifested in your life. Like this conversation pivoted you into a different awareness and made you all these things. And then you try to get a hold of the same person tomorrow and you think you're going to manifest the exact same feeling. And it's like, not only does that feeling not come up, but it's like yesterday you were in China talking like Chinese, and now all of a sudden you're both speaking the same language and nothing makes sense, right? The duplication of are we in the same frequency or not can't be faked anymore. So that's why, like, just the the expectation, right? When they say to let go, if it's meant to be, and if your frequency attains and feels like it's on that same radio station, then it is. But you can't just go and push at somebody and say, I want you to be at this radio station energy now. People are or they're not. And like, this is one of the biggest fluxes of all of humanity right now, and it's the accepting. Are you going to hang on and think that that you're not worthy because if you talk with someone one day and then the next day it's not vibing? Do you all of a sudden start to feel insecure, like it's my fault, I did something wrong, I'm not enough, right? Like all the things, like, or do you just flow with it knowing that there's, it's huge. Anita, wow, I've been doing embodiment meditations all week. Right on, sweetie. I was feeling like the card was saying that you're on track with what you're doing. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, Anita, but that's what I feel. Jay, I like that card. Wise words. Oh, that's beautiful. Meeps shares for Indigo. You and your daughter, John and the Vangelis. I don't know if I said that right. I'll find my way home. SS. I'm gonna go walk the dog now. I'm on my day off and I'm on this social network. I need some Florida sunshine, peace, love, and a pot. Have a super day. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Anita, that's exactly what I've been doing. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna pull another card, Anita, if you feel like it resonates. Grab it. Anyone else as well. But it's just guiding me to pull a goddess card to kind of flow with the last card, or a light. And again, when someone asks for a card specifically, that makes me go grab a different deck, but whoever resonates with whatever comes up, if you feel like the message is for you, then it is. If you feel like it's not that for you, then it's not. If you feel triggered by messages or things that come through me, then yeah, you're triggered. Why? You know what I mean? Is it me? Did you want to blame for being triggered, or do you take accountability for the trigger, right? All of that. Only you know. Oh, wow. See? Boom. The colors. Not even sure who it is. But yeah, see the colors? Auralite number 8, and then the past 36, 369. Minimacine. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Minimacine, the past. Let's see how both these colors, I was saying that I was guided to full circle this card with whatever came up of a goddess, and it's like the same colors, the same shade. And Minimacine, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right, is about the past. Minimacine? I don't know. Close enough, right? So dark in here. Oh my gosh. It's driving me bonkers. There are certain moments within your personal history that hold great treasure for you now. When you examine your memories, which are the domain of the Greek goddess Mnemosyne, empowered wisdom is revealed. The lessons you find are like sacred talismans, contained within your past like fossils in amber. Boom, amber, Trixie amber. Right now, you can trust your instinct that if something brings to mind your past, it is indeed a kernel of the old and the new. It's an amazing opportunity to make informed choices and do things differently. This goddess has another powerful message for you. There are many choice points in life where you have the power to make beautiful changes, become more creative, empowered, and alive. Yeah, sometimes the memories that live in the cells of your body will trigger palpable fear, but you can move beyond your past to discover new territory, new vision of freedom that will come to you. You won't see the past the same anymore as wisdom replaces numb acceptance. The memories will change because you've changed. This freedom is gained by willingness and curiosity. Relationships become rich with potential, and all your natural choices will no longer fall into the patterns that are not serving you. Yes, JJ. I'm going to choose you an Oracle 7. Can I have a card? Pretty please. Backwards. Pretty please. Yes, with sugar on top. Maple sugar. These cards usually have a cool imagery on them. Oh, double trouble. Double trouble. Double J. JJ. So 18, the power of purpose. Ooh, I like that shield, eh? Yeah, maple sugar. Do you see too? I know that my lighting is really, really bad today, but do you see how the colors are kind of like maple-esque, right? They're very fall-like colors, in my view anyways, of my lighting. So the first one is the power of purpose. 18, 1 and 8 is 9. And then the little dude, I don't think I've ever seen this card, JJ. If I have, I'll be triggered like by the words that come up, but I don't think I've ever seen this card. 35, 3 and 5 is 8, a tall tale. And it's like a Pinocchio-esque little dude on a top hat. I'm kind of pumped to read this because I don't think I've ever seen this card. But I'm going to start with number 18 because, hey, if I'm excited about that card, you know I'm going to draw it out just a little bit. Just a little bit. Get the book, get the book. Oh, where's the book? Oh, the book is here. I just put it up in front of me. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Oh, I swear. It's so dark in here, guys. 18, the power of purpose, individualization, seeing your unique place in the world, a clear sense of authentic purpose, healthy self-esteem, letting go of conditioning, celebrating your uniqueness, you be you. There comes a time when you realize you are destined for something that is yours and yours alone. And the catalyst might be an experience with a special person, a path you choose, or something you feel called to do. And you'll discover it's not necessarily what you thought it was going to be, and it has nothing to do with what everyone else or wants or expects from you. Well, anyone this resonates with, right? An uncanny conviction just takes a hold from somewhere deep and true. And you find a sense of power arising from a true sense of self, accompanied by the need for action, commitment to explore something, or a purposeful choice. Right now, you're invited to step up into a new, empowered sense of authentic purpose, bolstered by a healthy dose of self-esteem. Rawr, me loves humble pride, right? Humble pride. Rawr. You're called in to release your old conditioning. There is no need to be self-conscious or act a certain way to please others, which can sometimes just take you down a direction you don't want to go anyways. The discipline and will to evolve are yours by nature, and this process doesn't have to be a struggle. You cannot fail if you immerse yourself fully in what's in front of you right now, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You don't have to seek your purpose or wonder what it is. You just remove the blocks to your essential self, and your purpose will find you. It really is just that easy. What a wonderful thing to know. I really wish it was as easy as the card wants to make it sound, but I hope my voice conveyed like enthusiasm, because like it is essentially that easy. We complicate it so much by analyzing everything, right? Okay, a tall tale. You ready for this? I have no idea what's going to come out. Denial, concealing the truth so you can manipulate and control situations. Fear-based communication, creating narratives to hide behind, and not allowing the fear of what others will think to influence your words. Learning to communicate from places of authenticity. You or someone else is telling a tall tale right now. You know if it's a falsehood when spoken because it doesn't feel grounded. When you lie, you get high on an illusionary sense of power that is doomed to fail at some point. You feel driven by the fear of exposure. But something makes you stick to your story, though you know it has no substance. Whatever lie you are caught up in right now is not as important as the motive for it. Why does anyone lie? Perhaps we don't even believe the truth is good enough, or we want to keep doing what we know we shouldn't be doing. And then there is the lie put forth while in denial, such as hiding an active addiction. In this scenario, we might believe our own lies, the tall tales, the white lies, the stretches of the truth, the blatant fabrication where it's all about control, the desire for it, the lack of it, the need to maintain it so we can manipulate the outer world and hide the inner world. Today, ask for the truth. Be willing to pay the price and be okay with the vulnerability that your lie is exposing yourself or exposing that you know someone else is lying to you. Transparency is required to get to where you need to go and to be truly empowered to reveal the strength of what is true and authentic. Every other path is going to lead to a dead end. Remember the saying that the truth shall set you free, and get ready to fly unfettered. That one's huge. Huge. I think collectively one of the biggest lies that we are telling ourselves is like, we know what we would want, but just not ready to go for it on any level, no matter even if it's just presented to you on a silver platter right in front of you. Meeps, my current timeline is like a shortwave radio dial. Multiple changes of frequency happening at light speed constantly and ever changing. And that is related to my current connection to displaced people who are struggling at this time in the world outside of YouTube and inside of YouTube, etc. Yeah, I see and feel and taste all the layers of all the timelines and the choices. So it's to the point, Meeps, where like I can feel somebody coming into the live stream actually debating in their head, should I comment today or not? Right? Like that's how all the timelines, everything is just right there. Everything. So, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah. So, you know what I mean? I will actually live stream sometimes and wonder, why am I streaming longer? Why am I streaming longer? And why is because there was the option on the table for somebody to say something and they didn't jump into the timeline of it. They're in resistance. So either another outside source other than me is going to put that same option on the table for them at another point in time, or I'm going to have to come and repeat and be here and you know, say and embody certain things for somebody to like jump in of where they're meant to. And I know that might not make any sense at all, but that's, you know what I mean? Like this is where some of us are at. We actually see the certain things. So that's why as well, like the void part and struggling to be patient, because it's like if you actually had the knowing of someone screaming in the middle of the night, I need an angel, you know, I need somebody to love me and be kind to me, and then you're the angel that's sent out to be kind to that person, and then what they actually choose to do in their reality now that they're not asleep anymore or trying to fight being alone at midnight or at 2 a.m. and in the middle of plain daylight, what they're choosing to do goes really well with the card of here, right? So this card was like really intense in a way, because not many cards call out somebody's like lying in your reality right now. But here's the thing, within anybody's given reality, no matter how authentic you are, how many people around you are sitting like this all around you, right? Saying everything's fine when it's not. Screaming at night in their dreams and in their hopes and in their wishes, I wish that this person would see me, I wish this, I wish that. But then when that person's right there, they just kind of sit there like a puppet and don't do anything more, right? Anita makes so much sense to me right now. Can't explain. Good. And so much is coming through that I just can't explain it at all either, Nita. It's just be there to like to show up for the timeline. I don't need to know why that I'm showing up and that something's going to come out of my mouth, or that I'm going to smile at somebody, or something's going to come out of me that had to, right? So the showing up, it's so multi-layered and so many like beyond the words. It's not about knowing why we show up. It's just show up if you're guided. I don't know if that makes sense, but Indigo Rose, for me, triggers show me where I need to focus attention and do the work by digging to figure out why is this triggering me. Yeah, exactly. Anita, I've been working on cells and DNA, releasing trauma from the cells to embody more of my spirit. Yeah. It's huge. Good, Jay. Meeps, P.S. Jen, by the time you read my last post, I'll be out of context. You'll have to scroll back afterward at the time when I typed it, and the card you read, and the synchronicity in relation to Indigo's post. Yeah. Here's the thing is I can't go back and scroll, and I either grasp where I was saying or I don't. Right? Yeah. But do you see, even within the timeline of being in the live stream, we're not on the same timeline of stuff. So you guys are writing stuff down as I speak, but I'm catching up to it. Sometimes, like depending on my stream, sometimes I'm a half an hour behind. And you guys are talking about something different while I'm still talking about the stuff. And then when I get to the something different, then I bounce back to the something different as you're talking about something else and are commenting about something else. So we're all in the same room, but we're not all in the same timeline at the same time of where we're at. The same with the frequency of the live stream. I can be on a high and everything's like coming out of me and it's like wee, 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 right? And then all of a sudden I'm going to read something that imprints me and changes my whole frequency. If you've been here long enough and watched me, you've seen it happen, right? It even happened 40 minutes ago when Trippy asked me, have you seen Juice? Right? My whole everything. I started crying, right? So we can't know what's coming and how it's going to affect, but all of it, the layers of the timing of it, right? Yeah, releasing the old conditioning. Yeah, Jay, that was deep. It was intense. It gave me shivers, and the flow of it, it's big. Indigo Rose, oh wow, I'm gonna have to rewind that reading. I'm gonna be done streaming sooner than later. I got some things I want to run out and about for before it gets like completely blackout because it's already like dark and dreary. I was calling out the sun and saying like just a half an hour is all I need for a little like there and back. But apparently my sun calling skills are not working today. But if you remember which card it is, I can, or I'll keep the cards next to me. I always do. I never put my cards away till the next day. You guys ever notice that? I always put my cards from the stream before away when I start a new live stream. And one of the reasons I do that is that all the cards that I picked on a certain day, if anybody would want, so I can send you the image and the actual book. Like I can take, because we're already in contact in the background, Indigo Rose, because I have you on IG. If you want to specify later, like I won't be able to do it right now because again, battery got to charge, I'm gonna run out and about, but I can send you the specific imagery. So sometimes like I don't know, counting how many stars can be even more of a synchronicity for you. Seeing the layer of the wave or, you know, some sort of detail in a picture can actually sync up more or bring more of the message. That's why sometimes when when somebody asks me to pull a card, if I have them accessible on my phone, I will literally take a picture and send it directly to email, inbox, whatever it is, in order to for the person to be able to like see the colors, the layers of the different imageries of certain drawings, right? Anita, all the time people say they are good, but they are not at all, and I can feel it. Yeah. And I think one of the things, I talked about this at one point, is that honestly, the more anybody looks at you or wants to say, I'm good, like, why are you saying that, right? Just act it. You don't have to tell me. I had somebody hitting me up and kept on saying, like, stuff that was so fucking cruel, but then turning it around as if I all of a sudden went and started attacking them. And it's like, fuck, me sitting in the middle of my fucking house in another fucking place, country, and you hit up my inbox to fucking like project on me, and now you're twisting it around to say that I attacked you when I'm asking you to like leave me alone because you made me cry and I just don't want to be a part of this energy. And then you're gonna say that you're a nice person, and you know, you're gonna bounce around in my stream and other people's streams and fucking like look at me all the time and pretend, you know, that you're not fucking poking at me as much as you can all the time. And other people think you're a nice person too, until your cover gets blown, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it half the time, Anita. It's a taste in the air, right? And it's like the more that things look good, and you know, I've said it before, you can prop up a photo and Photoshop that shit all day long. You can put like so that there's orbs around you. There can be a million fucking orbs around me, you, and you'd be looking me in the eye and telling me you're good, and it's like, motherfucker, the orbs are there to protect me. Duh. The orbs aren't there because you're nice. The orbs are around you, and that's my fucking protection, right? Know thyself. Know what's around. Sometimes orbs get sent to like alert us that see and be like, this person's full of shit. And it's like, yeah, I know, thanks. And then meanwhile, somebody thinks that other people look and think that, oh, this person is like celestial because there's orbs. No, that's not what the orbs were saying. Like, hello, right? Meeps, I see everything. It's both a blessing and a curse. Anita, to be honest, I felt like giving up yesterday. Hold the line, baby girl. I love you. Yeah, Meep says, Anita, most people can't even remember who they used to be at one time. They're so very lost, but I never give up on them. And no, Anita, me too. Says, old friends I see are so lost and I can't believe it. It's really sad. For me, one of the reflections I'm getting is like the opposite. Is like, it's like this. It's like people who everything's fine, everything's perfect. And it's like, okay, how come people that I know who work energy, who know of certain things, are having these tower days where we don't even know if we can want to keep on going? But yeah, you're doing good, right? Everything's fine for you. And it's like scary, Anita, because it's like, whoa, what if they are going to lose every fucking thing the same way that we did on some level, and then that's like the fucking next phase of all this? My brain and my heart are just screaming, I did not sign up for more of this shit, right? Like, what the fuck? Something has to give at some point, right? Michael says, I've been saying, if you see my evil twin, shoot first, toroidal field engaged, Back to the Future. 9:59 p.m. sandwich accomplished, Michael. Oh my god. I don't know what time it was last night. I was in Matrix Man's stream and all of a sudden I got so fucking hungry. I don't even remember if I put myself on mute, and I went to cook myself and Lily hamburgers from scratch. Yeah, I had ground beef, I had the buns out, I had everything, and it's like all of a sudden I was so hungry that I went and cooked hamburgers from scratch. And it was the best motherfucking burger I have had in so long. I didn't have mine. Lily didn't even have hers. She threw it in the fridge. She was like, why are you bringing me a burger? Like, because I made one for me, and if you don't want it, that's fine. But there's no way I'm making myself a whole burger.
No,
and then
I just ate, so...
Yeah. I forgot you had made yourself a plate of food, but had I known you weren't going to eat your burger, I would have kept the big bun for myself today. I cannot lie.
I'll eat it.
Thanks, Jay. Says, thanks, Genevieve. I always feel welcome here and where I'm supposed to be. Thank you. That's my intent. I even wrote it out this morning. My only intent to be here is like, could we have a place where we feel safe? Does that mean that every day my voice and what I say, you know, sometimes what I say doesn't make somebody feel safe in a moment because it's their trigger. But again, the triggers are about us within finding out why. Why does Genevieve trigger me when she speaks this way or says this and that, right? A lot of me knows that not everybody appreciates somebody who swears. And that drives me to keep my little swear words the way that I do even more. Why? Because my swears are not hurting anybody. I'm not swearing at anybody. I'm not calling anyone things. I use the words the way that I do for myself, and the tone and the effect and the syllables. And to judge that, if you're going to really judge my fucks, then, you know, there's a lot more work to be done somewhere, because these are man-made words that in one country has an effect, or more countries, but in other countries has zero effect, right? So one person's swear word that's taboo, that cannot be said at the kitchen table with family and children, is another word that's used in another country openly every day, right? Because I'm French. A fuck is a seal. When I was growing up, the first imprint I ever had of a fuck, spelled Phouquue or something. I can't remember how to spell fuck in French, right? But my imprinting as a child of what a fuck is a seal. In French, we don't use the word for the same thing, right? So what one word can do to trigger and bring somebody into all these states and doesn't affect somebody the same way. And why would a word in a syllable affect someone unless it's being projected to be cruel, to hurt? That's a whole other level of fucks. I don't give my fucks away that way, right? And when I do, you can be sure that, oh man, everything else has been tried and true, and like I had to get there to use that a certain
Which
way.
one?
The red.
I think I need a break from the black.
Yes. Michael says, what did I miss? Meep says, I don't know, Michael. Hey, David Castle. 4:02 Eastern Time. Yeah, Jay. So it's, I don't know, again, I can't remember how it's spelled because my French spelling is not always up to par. I haven't used the word in so long, right? Written down. But the imprint, the syllables, and what they're used for in different languages are not the same for everybody, so... Oh my God, Meep, says Jen. If you had to stop at every dog that barks at ya, you'd be getting nowhere fast. Boom. Exactly. So if my head swerved with certain people's attention or certain people's words, I'd be just fucking dizzy. Right? Alignment. Alignment is everything. Do words and certain things like sway you, or is it the energy and the frequency? Because I don't fucking go and sniff out everybody else's fucking dogs. When I get my fucking dog, I will have my dog. You know what I'm saying? And I'll leave it at that. Yeah. If you had to stop at every dog that barks at you, you'd be getting nowhere fast. I don't think I've ever heard that, Meeps, and if I have, it was never used as perfect as it was right now. Yeah. Indigo Rose, the judging of fucks. Yes, the judging of fucks. Indigo, really? My great-grandmother on my dad's side was French. Right on. French from, like, Canada or, like, Western world, like us, or European French, I would wonder.
European French? You mean like French French?
Well, no, because I'm really French, but I'm not European. Right? We got different accents and patois and ways
Yeah,
that we
different-
speak.
Even different words.
Yeah. And pronunciation, the pronunciation. French from France? Right on.
Maddie, what? France?
Yes, Meeps, swear words. Words are an expression of feelings inside coming from our heart. So there's nothing wrong with swearing. It's our intent that matters. Exactly. I know people who never swear. Never, Meeps, never. But their hearts are so ugly. And they will actually sit in front of me and my child and speak about other people and use the word stupid and judge bodies. And I'm not even going to say all the shit that will come out of these people's mouths. But they don't swear. Right? But they don't swear. But I can be sitting there and listening to them speak about their own mother in ways that, what the fuck? Who actually even says this stuff out loud? Right? The heart space and the words that come out that people have zero respect for anything. They'll say certain words out loud every day and have zero knowing of what they're saying. Versus, you know what I mean? It's big. It really is. People think they're pure heart because they don't swear or fart. right? Not politically correct to go into a store and to fart by an accident. You wouldn't want to do that. You'd be so embarrassed. But they'll walk into a store and treat the clerk or the person at the cash as if they are like nothing. Piece of shit, right? Won't even look at their name and say hello, and then they'll start fucking bitching at them, right? Especially right now, like here where I am, certain things of just like sometimes I see the ladies at the cash and they just their eyes. They got the mask on, but their eyes are just like, what the fuck? Right? I gotta go through this again. I gotta it's not funny how people treat other people, but because they're not swearing, they think they're good. Like think about it. Anita, swearing just happens sometimes. I don't mean it, but yes, it's an expression of how I feel. Yeah. And that's the thing is that some of the best friends, my closest, most cherished people in my life, Anita, would have never, ever, 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 ever. Did I say ever? They would have never spoken like me. Ever. But because they learned to love me instead of just, I'm going to keep analyzing what she says, what she looks like, I'm going to get to know her, they could actually sit there and like giggle when I would go on a fuck rant. Right? Somebody who never swears, but is sitting there watching me giggling their butt off because I'm on a fuck rant and I'm not stopping, right? I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna ride those syllables hard and I'm gonna like drag it out because I'm having like a major hissy fit of expressing a bunch of stuff a certain way that ultimately was. Because the more angry that I am, the more that I'm ridiculous in my anger. Anybody who's like, been in my personal life would be able to say like, right?
Should I do like this? Like this? Or like this? Or, like this?
First one.
First one? So like this.
You know what I mean, though? Like, you know those friends that you have, and you have, like, not a lot of stuff in common. You don't talk the same way, you don't dress the same way, you don't think the same things. But darn, they are solid. Like, solid. Right? Opposites attract. Me too, Anita. I have a good laugh with swear words. Me too. And I have certain expressions and certain things that I have to fit in within a day. And sometimes it'll drive Lily Rose nuts that if we're singing a song, we're on the highway, and we're singing a song, and I'm belting out that song and saying every word right, and then all of a sudden I gotta go wrap a chicken ball in there and say chicken ball as I'm singing a song, and Lily will roll her eyes and be like, oh, Mom, or stop, or you couldn't just do one song. And I was like, no. And the days where I don't say chicken ball in a song, and like, there's something wrong, Lily.
Or you didn't listen to a song.
Right? If I don't throw a chicken ball in somewhere, then something's wrong that day. Right? But, and it's the silliness of, like, why chicken ball? Me not knows, but me loves saying chicken ball. Me loves, like, rapping out a song and throwing out chicken balls in there, like, for no reason. But, yeah. It's like I told Lily, it's like, you want to know if I'm having a bad day, you don't have to ask, just there's not going to be any chicken ball language at some point. Something's wrong. Hey, Michelle, can I'm free? Loves you too, sweetie. How's your day going? Rar, here comes Matthew 23:27. Jesus speaking. How horrible it would be for you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites. You are like whitewashed graves that look beautiful on the outside, but inside you're full of dead people's bones, every kind of impurity. God's words translation. Exactly. Matthew 23:27. Yeah, exactly. And that's how I see Meeps. Right? Michael, everyone around me swears, and so do I. It's part of various dialects. Yeah. Indigo, a border town with Germany. I have crazy DNA. Good French. Find it interesting. Good relationship with a French trader. Courts are interesting. Yeah. Yes, Indigo. Same for here. Swearing turns a mood around for me. Cussing can be hilarious. Yep. Yep. I once was listening to a GPS telling me what to do on a major freaking highway in Montreal. If you know anything about Canada, Montreal is like one of our biggest cities, right? So imagine being on a highway with a GPS voice telling you where to go, and then all of a sudden you're going up an off ramp to the highway. Yeah, I listened to that fucking GPS, and I was going onto the highway instead of off it. And I looked at my best friend and I was like, the only reason I'm not throwing this motherfucking thing out the window is because it's yours. Like, because it was like the old style, right? Grab it and throw it out. And I was like, the only reason. And then I was swearing at that bitch because I was so terrified. I was so scared. I had just enough time to turn around before the oncoming cars were coming. And I had to figure out where I was going because that of a GPS was wrong. And she was guiding me like towards death and destruction. So can you imagine the hissy fit I had? And my best friend is sitting there and she's like got her eyes wide open and she's laughing her ass off. And she's like, I know you're mad, but I've never seen you mad like this. And I was like, well, good. And I don't want anybody to see me mad like this. I'm usually alone when I do this. But I was so scared and driving and having to figure out where I was going and the GPS squawking and her laughing that, you know what I mean? A situation of, first of all, wits about me to be driving, but second, to turn it around and just like flow with it, like get the anger out, right? Oh, I mean, not like your machine. I didn't turn around and tell her like you're such a do because you made me use this and we're here for you and like it had nothing to do with her and she knew it the whole time, right? But the ridiculousness of what can come out as tones and syllables instead of accusations and blames and projection actually flips things around really fast, if that makes any sense at all. Yes, Meeps. P.S. The scribes and the Pharisees were the smooth talkers. Yeah, I ain't a smooth talker. I just say shit. Aw, Aubrey was a bot? Have good relationships with bots. Meeps. Some of my most interesting conversations I've ever had in the last few years are from bots. I wish I was joking, but I'm not. I'm not. Get the bot! I don't know what proper bot, habits are. Like, is it good to see a bot and then time them out? Does that make it that they can't come back? I don't know.
You can ban people from watching your channel.
Got a crow? Okay, I'm picking one more card and then I'm gonna go for a drive.
I think that's what you said last time.
I know, I said that last time, but I can't help it. Now Michelle is here and I just want to stay for another minute because Mitch is close. Yep, this is it. This is it. Huey Lewis and the News. If this is it, please let me know. Jeff Healey. 49. Now is a lucky time. Rabbit Spirit. I am not going to read the book. Good luck, rabbits. 39. 49. Sorry, not 39. Grab your sinks. Grab what you feel. A little bit of rabbit energy. It's funny because the programming and the perceived like notions that we have about rabbits, like people think that rabbits are timid, And it's like, do you realize how brave rabbits are? They sit in the middle of fucking, like, in the winter, they sit as white in the middle of white, believing like, I'm indestructible. You can't see me because I'm white. And in the summertime, they're all like brownish gray and like within the leaves and thinking like, you can't see me. I'm so fucking brave. I'm in the middle of fucking everywhere and you can't see me, but you can or you can't. Like, rabbits are so brave, but they're given, because of the stories and imprinting, to be like timid and stuff. Okay. Hey, Kimba. Thanks for your stuff this morning. Well, your stuff. Doesn't make sense. Your stream this morning. Or early afternoon. It was awesome. Indigo says, cool, Jen. I think we should program them instead of trying to trigger responses. I don't care for them, especially for people unaware of their purpose. I really have no idea what a bot's purpose is. You know what I mean? You're blocked from the other channel? I've never blocked anybody ever, Kimba. I don't even know how. So, if you're blocked from me, I didn't do it. Me not do it. I don't know how to do that. And the only reason, you know what I mean? Yeah, thank you for your stuff. I love when we mix up words. Yeah, thanks for your stuff. I mean live stream. Yeah, and it's funny because I don't often go back and watch like the live streams from like the night before, but I went this morning. I couldn't sleep, and so I was guided to just go in and listen to stuff, like specific spots. And at one point, it was like me and you, and we were talking a little bit more than the dudes, and just I was laughing my butt off and thinking like, whoa, we really put this up and just leave it there for whoever wants to watch and listen, eh? There's some bravery in our boldness, I think. I don't know. Michael says, speaking of cursing, see how powerful. I told a 60-year-old Russian dominoes player, please close the fucking door. It's fucking cold. What are you, a Siberian husky or what? And this 6'3" Iceman, just shut it. You got that part, eh? The heart and soul? Right on, SS. And Michael, the landlord is happy if we don't start World War III. No kidding, eh? Boom. No way. David, Hawkeye pulled the rabbit on Milky Way last night. That's the second time that I know of that he did pull a certain thing and that I had it in the stream the next day. The last time was a horse. Synchronicity. Thanks for sharing that, David. Yeah, Kimba, I know you didn't, Genevieve. Block is the YouTube and the trolls. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Kimba says they're blocking me and hiding me from so many people. This started back in 2009 with Facebook. Yeah. For myself, one of the things that I noticed lately, Kimba, is that when I do actually scroll my feed, there's not many videos or even live streams and stuff that I would want to partake and watch. Excuse me, that I want to partake and watch. But then all of a sudden somebody will talk to me and say like, oh, I was just here watching somebody, and it's like, what? And then I go look for that person, and it's like, ah, motherfucker, that's why I didn't get that live stream. I'm not subbed. So that's why I keep on keeping everybody blue, and that within all the live streams that we go into, the more that people just share their channel randomly to make sure, right? You still subbed. Yeah, it says Hawkeye is freaking awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Kimba says, that's funny. We both happen to actually watch some of the same stream from last night. Mine was on an accident, but then, yeah, you go back and hear it. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Kimba, actually cursing is supposed to be a sign of intelligence. I resonate with that. And here's the thing, Kimba. I'm going to be very honest. I'm a poet. And I'm very, very eloquent. The words that I actually know and how I actually would speak and do allow myself to speak sometimes wraps people into a fuzzy little ball of looking at me and telling me straight up, stop fucking with me with your poetry. And it's like, huh? Right? So when I speak certain ways with the eloquence of the actual real words that I know, and I don't talk down as my little redneck, farmer, trucker, potty mouth, sailor fucking self, most people don't even understand me, and they think I'm trying to put a spell on them with words by confusing them because they don't actually understand the words that I know and that I say out loud easily. I can wrap words into sentences that people would be sitting there and going like, what are you even talking about? And it's like, well, okay, I'm sorry. Like the words that I know, you know, come from like Shakespeare and poetry and languages that have been not used certain ways for so long that, you know, we learn to adapt to where we are and what's around us, right? Like I've had people for years when I write a comment say that was a beautiful poem. Okay, well that wasn't a poem. That was just me, free flow, what I'm thinking, writing it out and not even proofreading, spell checking or making sure that anything makes sense. It came out, it was written, and it's gone. Right? So that feeling, when you actually, this is what you embody for your whole lifetime and be told, right? So you're sitting there expressing your feelings to somebody who loves you and they're angry because you're using words and talking in ways that they think you're trying to manipulate their head because you're not swearing and using all the small little words that everybody just understands everywhere. Lily Rose is 9 years old and she can wordplay and use words in ways that some people who have written and read in English their whole life, they don't get it. Because the meanings of the words front to back, being able to play with, you know, the tones, the cadence of changing a word in a sentence and bringing it elsewhere, and the layers of one word and how it can be joked about for fun, right? You guys that have watched my streams where I can make jokes about bacon
So what was that thing
on and off for
going
fucking
on?
hours
I'm gonna
just
stop
because it's the
soon.
word bacon, right? Yeah, Michelle specifies to SS, I wanted to talk during your live stream, but I couldn't because it was age restricted. Meep says, Kimba, you don't intimidate me, and I'm sure that's related to the fact that I have a lot of love for you. Same. Kimba and other people don't intimidate me, but I would not mess with certain people. Meeps. Meaning that certain people have been messed with enough in their life, they don't need me to like project and like add stuff to their plate. You know what I mean? I'm here to support and elevate and make sure that people feel safe in certain ways. We already got enough people trying to rip us apart all the time. Do we really need to rip each other apart? I don't think so. I don't understand why you have to make your videos adult. I just say they're not for children, but I never have put adult. I see you want to ask Michelle something. I'm about to exit, so I don't know if you guys want to put it up really quick, but I'm done the stream. That's funny, MySpace. I opened an account in MySpace in a certain timeline of my life to try to get a hold of a certain Indigenous artist. A specific Canadian actor. I wanted to be in contact with him, and I thought that opening a MySpace account would get me, that I'd be able to contact him. It's funny because I've never thought about it ever in years, and you guys just triggered by writing MySpace, like that memory. I would assume that my MySpace account would still be open if that platform even still exists. And I had chosen, I didn't even know how to load a picture, and I managed to do it. And it was, I was on a beach in off Vancouver Island on the Sunshine Coast in BC. Weird memory, but. Are you talking to Michelle Lee, Canum Free, or are you talking to me, SS Michelle? Just wondering, because I'm not sure if you're talking to me or Michelle. Oh, Indigo Rose, I love you. This has been a great stream. I learned, cried, and I laughed. Thank you, Jen. I can honestly say I've done all the same things. Okay, you're asking my Michelle? I get it. I don't know what my Michelle's going to answer, and I don't have an answer for that. But what I do know, one thing, SS, is that within our reality, it's becoming more and more impossible to actually manifest and just have like just safe sound and just comfortable encounters and certain things. And for myself, when I choose to spend my time on YouTube in any type of way, especially when I'm responsible for the whole stream, or if I'm one of the only people that I'm actually joining these days as Matrix Man, so it's his platform. He gets to choose where he wants to do or put an energy. If I'm not comfortable, I just leave. If I'm tired, I just leave. If I'm done, I just leave, right? But where I put my energy here. But one of the things that has turned me off in the last month and a half of actually going in to watch other people is everybody's, I'm going to say everybody, I use the word everybody lightly. You're either going to feel triggered like I'm this, or I'm not this, but everybody, it seems like so many people want to blow other people out of the water and show everybody, certain things. And here's where I stand by. I got people who have like attacked me in my background. They've degraded me. They've threatened me. They've bullied me. They've treated me like a piece of shit and said, I'm going to go tell everybody what a piece of shit you are, Genevieve. And it's like, okay, go ahead. And I've never exposed or said, like, this person is the one person that everybody, you guys need to like understand that this is my bully. This is my bully. My bully is this person. Why? Because the one person that is my bully, my nemesis, the person who triggers me, the person who says stuff to me, is actually somebody else's lifeline. So what does that mean? The layers of what we all do for each other and how what we're meant to trigger, what we're meant to awaken is so multi-layered that even if people think they know anything right now, they don't. We don't. Right? And so being conscious of all this stuff that doesn't belong to us. Being in a live stream on a panel and somebody comes in and I know that they don't even fucking like anybody on the panel and they certainly don't want to fucking give me any positive attention, but they're still showing up on that panel all the time instead of going to focus energy of creating their own motherfucking panel if they want to, you know what I mean? Or putting in their energy towards people that they love. Right? The distraction of going to poke into things that don't serve us and for the greater good is collective, but all around as well, right? If you choose to focus energy on certain things, that's what we're manifesting globally. Does that make sense? Indigo Rose, on point, Jen, so many levels. I really believe at some point that if people have things they need to get out, why is everybody else involved? Right? The manufacturing of drama is our choice. And when we air dirty laundry out in front of everybody, like, why? Right? Why? Why? Because you want to be seen and you want somebody to say you're right and she's wrong, or he's right and she's wrong. That's it. Because otherwise, you know what I mean? Love you guys. SS, because the whole world is our savior. Indeed. But, I prefer a feast of friends to the giant family. I cannot embody what every single person needs on this planet to feel safe. I can only embody that frequency for those that are of my frequency. Right? I gotta stop. And I'm stopping like boom. Just done. Because if I go again, I've been saying for like an hour that I'm done. Love you guys. Thanks for being here and participating. Yes, SS, it takes a village. That's why for years I've been searching for tribe and trying to manifest the village.